Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica and I am just keeping it real. Listen y'all, today is Saturday, January 11th. I am in the LA area, but I am south of the fires. We were affected a little bit here in the South Bay area as far as winds. Winds were kicking up and picking up really bad earlier in the week on like Monday. I believe, yeah, it was not Monday. I think it was Monday or Tuesday. Really Tuesday morning, the 6th, like Tuesday and Wednesday, winds were picking up high. And that's kind of when all the fires that are north of me, Santa Monica, Pacific, Palisades, that is when all the fires really started kicking up and people had to start evacuating. So while I was not directly affected by the fires, meaning I didn't have to evacuate, and I work from home. My job is remote, not fully remote, but it is remote. And we were receiving emails that some of my co-workers and colleagues and things, they lost their home. Don't mind the sweat, y'all. If you've seen my previous videos, you know your girl is in perimenopause, so I sweat, right? So again, it really hasn't affected me directly, but it has affected some people that I do know, some of my co-workers, not so much of friends, because many of my friends, they either moved out of California or they are further up north away from the fire. So it's kind of like the fires is like they're saying Santa Monica, Pacific, Palisades, if you know where the Santa Monica Pier is, near that way, Malibu and Brentwood and those places like that, that's where they are telling people to go ahead and evacuate for their safety. And again, my heart goes out to those who have lost everything. It's very devastating to sit and look at the news 24 hours to see somebody has lost their entire home, their school, their business, banks, everything just gone from the Pacific Palisades area. And like people have been mentioning, it's not just people who are wealthy who live there. And let's not forget the Pasadena and Altadena areas as well. There were people up there who lost everything. So it's just like the fire is not widespread, but it's spread wide enough to where different areas have been affected and they have lost everything. And from what I'm seeing, people have been very generous with donations and volunteer and things like that. So they are helping people out. From what I am seeing on the news, my local news right now for the last week or so has been 24/7, because you know they're keeping us updated on everything. So while it's, you know, it's devastating to watch this, and then we're hearing of scams that are going on, people posing as false charities and organizations, and what else they were saying, contractors, they're posing as false contractors. Price gouging is going up for food in that area, any hotel rooms or rentals that people are trying to get. The district attorney of Los Angeles has come on and just said, hey, that is illegal. We are not tolerating that. If it's found out that you've been a part of doing that, you will be arrested. You will be in jail. As far as the same as for the looters, there have been looters, and they're saying they're not just giving them a slap on the wrist. You going down, right? You going to jail for this. So it has been a rough start of 2025, first week of 2025, roughly. These things, this has gone on, and for me, it has been really an eye-opener to just try to be prepared as much as possible, as much as I can, when it comes, because we have the earthquakes here, right? We have the earthquakes that go on here, and I will say I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared. I don't have anything packed. I don't have anything that like food, water, and things like that. And it opens my eyes every time, and I have to stop playing around with it and just be prepared as much as possible, as much as I can. Just pack a bag and put it by the front door, even if it's not aesthetically pleasing or eye opening to look at. We're talking about safety as much as possible. So it's like we know these things, but sometimes we don't prepare ourselves, and we think that, hey, everything is going to be all right. This probably won't happen to me. As unfortunate, it did happen to one of the residents. I believe he was in Altadena or Pasadena. He is on the local news, and he was saying his wife was telling him, listen, we got to get out. We have to go. And he kind of ignored it. He did ignore it. So he said it wasn't until about 2:30 in the morning where she's like, listen, we have to go. We have to get out of here. And so he said they just hopped in the car, got in the car, went and sat somewhere, I think for about an hour or so. And this is before the military and National Guard has come in to California. This is like, I believe, the next day after the fires were reported. He said they went back to their home and everything was gone. They just left with the shirts on their backs. And he just said he didn't take it serious enough. He just was honest, and he said, I admit I did not take this serious enough. He said, I have been in California for 30 years and I just didn't take it serious enough to grab things or even to get up and move. I guess because of the earthquakes and floods and things like that, he just saw that it was no need to do that. So, like I said, this whole thing, like, even though I have not been directly affected by it, it just really opened my eyes. They say when you're trying to sell stuff to people, and you know how we constantly see commercials over and over and over and over again. They say it takes the average buyer 7 to 12 times to see something advertised before they start buying. And this is just a comparison that I'm making. So it's taken me many amount of times to see that I need to have something in place, right? I need to have something in place. Family, we need to come up with some type of emergency plan as much as possible. I'm not saying things are going to be perfect, because we don't know. We don't know until it happens, but we want to have something just remotely in place. So if the disaster, when it does happen, we are somewhat prepared for that. And I encourage you to do that as well, no matter where you are, in the United States or in this world, wherever you are watching from. Make sure you have something prepared. As a woman, when I first started driving, my mother would tell me, she said, leave a couple of maxi pads in your glove compartment, you know, because you're driving now. So leave a couple of dollars in your glove compartment and leave you know, some pads in there just in case, because you just never know when things are gonna happen where you have to be in your car or sit in your car. You know, you just never know. And always, I think we all know the thing of keeping an extra pair of shoes and clothes in our car as well. Even when I was working downtown before we went remote, I worked downtown LA. And so again, LA earthquakes, and we were told, not by the company itself, but a couple of people who have been working there for years before I was, they say at their desk they have an extra pair of shoes, tennis shoes, gym shoes, just an extra pair of flat shoes in case we may have to evacuate or anything. They have an extra pair of shoes, not necessarily clothing, but they did have a extra pair of shoes. And it's like, you know, we don't think of those things until unfortunately something happens, and it takes for something to happen in order for us to make any type of move on our part. So again, y'all, I highly encourage you all to do that. Take the time and prepare yourself.